So the book is not a work of nonfiction, and it's not quite a work of fiction. It's something in between. The author, Caleb Melby, did about a month of reporting, talking to Zen priests, people who studied with the other main character of the book, Hoben Chino Otagawa, to understand how it might have been for Jobs and him to have a friendship in the mid-'80s into the late '90s. So these men come together, learn and grow from each other, take what they need from each other, and then Steve Jobs pretty much abandons Copen and moves on. I don't need it anymore. Is what the implication is in the book, that Steve doesn't need to be practicing Zen anymore because he's got it all down. He incorporated what he needed into Apple's products, into his lifestyle, and then dispensed with the rest. The book has a certain element of sadness in it because the relationship does fall apart. A lot of the book is actually verbatim the speeches that Steve Jobs gave, the speech that he gave to the Cupertino City Council when he showed off that new headquarters that's round, perfectly round. But the rest of it is all made up. We don't know that when he used profanity, what they said to each other, but we know he was profane. And there's a scene in the book where they share a joint. We don't know if that happened, but we know that Jobs did dabble in recreational drug use. But it's poetic license, because the book is called a reimagining. Some of the book takes place at a Zen mountain center up in the north, in the hills, outside of San Francisco, in Steve Jobs' house, at the Apple headquarters. And we did a lot of research into what those places and spaces looked like, to keep some of that accurate feel, even though the dialogue is made up. And hopefully you see a part of Steve that's a little more vulnerable, a little more maybe regretful, remorseful that he didn't pursue this avenue of his life all the way through. And there's also a great message in the book about perfection and what it means to chase perfection and let it rule you. In Zen, that search for perfection is a character flaw. You don't want to have those kinds of wild animal spirits controlling you. But maybe all of us as Apple customers stood to benefit because of his perfectionism. So good for society, but maybe not good for Steve's soul. Who's going to know? So that's what the book tries to guess at that.